Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Cudde, Drake Non-Typical, Easton Arrows, Frigid Forage, Fuse, Grizzly Coolers, Hoyt, RK Tractors, Ozonics, Redneck Blinds, Wasp Archery, and Realtree.
Welcome to Midwest Whitetail, Great Lakes. This is our first hunt of the year. I think it's the 10th, 11th. It's been really hectic at work. You know, for me and Rob both take time off. I mean, we're half the company, so it's kind of tough. But so we went to the family farm up north. It's raining, so instead of sitting in a tree and just getting too wet, so we crawled up my dad's gun blind. The nice thing about his gun blind, you can bow hunt out of it too. The weather's supposed to take a big drastic change between tonight and tomorrow. We're hoping it gets these deer up on their feet and stuff like that. Maybe when this rain stops, it'll get them moving tonight. I mean, a lot of it tonight is more of the just kind of see what's out here, kind of get a feel for being out in the woods without disturbing too much. This is a great spot back here. It's a proven spot. There's deer travel through here quite a bit. So maybe we can get lucky and get a look at one or possibly get a shot at one.
Well, it's October 7th. I got two does behind me on my back right. Got a west-northwest wind. Hopefully it's more west. It's where I walked in. There was a buck and looked like two big does and a fawn out in the field, but I snuck around. I hear a lot of stuff snapping behind me. Got a picture of a really nice buck this morning on the Cudde Lake. Couldn't tell how big he was, but I'm hoping that we get a glimpse of him tonight. So it should be a great night, so stay tuned. Well, there's does all over the place right now. I just had two nice does and a fawn just go out in the field. There's a bunch behind me. I know there's a big lighter looking one that I might take if she comes in close, but I probably won't just because there's been a lot of buck activity on my cameras now. And scrapes have been hit over to my right. So I really don't want to be dragging a doe out of here. So we'll probably just sit tight. I mean, unless the rest leave and she comes near me. Otherwise, I'm going to try to make it out in the stand tomorrow. Is why right there, I'm glad I didn't shoot the doe. Two bucks just came out. They must be gonna go look at those does. They're not in a big hurry or anything, but they must be starting to get that urge, so I gotta get out of here because they're starting to go right, and I want to be gone, but I got stuff snapping to my back right now. So, I'm pumped for tomorrow night. The second one looked like a good one. I couldn't tell how many points. I got a deer right here to my right. I think it's a big doe. But stay tuned tomorrow.
We're up here in Isabella County on the family farm. We made it up here finally. It's been a kind of a hectic time this time of year. The weather finally changed. A little windy, nice and chilly this morning. Deer probably really going to get up on their feet tonight. We've had a little bit of action this morning. We've got this weekend we're going to hunt up here. Next weekend we're going to head down to Kentucky for the opener. There's a muzzleloader for a couple days and see what's going on. We did have a Cudde back picture sent last night of a 3-year-old. Looks like an 8-point. Hopefully he gets up on his feet. We can get a look at him, make a decision on if he's huntable. And I don't know, it's just nice to be up on the farm. It's nice to be out. Geese are flying, winds are blowing. Hopefully deer start moving. Well, we're about ready to wrap it up here for the night. We had a little bit of action. Actually, it's pretty disappointing. It's kind of, it's nice and cold, and you really think, oh my gosh, it's going to happen, but you kind of forget that it's, just the second week of archery season. So we did have a little 3-point come by us, which is always nice to have something within bow range. But other than that, it's been a pretty slow night. Still pretty windy. Hopefully get back out here tomorrow morning, and I think they were going to get some frost tonight. I'm not sure, but maybe tomorrow morning it'll be a little bit better. So that kind of wraps us up for tonight.
It's October 11th, and Elliott and I just got set up in one of my favorite stands in the foundation field. We got a huge cold front coming in, and the wind, it's kind of windy. We got like a 13-mile-an-hour wind out of the west-southwest. It's kind of been raining all day. I think the deer should move tonight. There was a doe that was coming in the plot when we got in here. We got in here a little late. It's about 4 o'clock. It's about 40 degrees, and it was about 60, so we got about 20-degree temperature drop from this morning to this afternoon. We're sitting over some standing beans that are over here to the south of us, and some pure frigid forage, pure trophy clover over here. There's a couple deer that I'm looking to shoot, one that we call Thrasher. I know he's around. We haven't been getting a lot of pictures of him, but I know he's here just from talking to some friends and some neighbors and stuff, so that's the one that we really want to be after tonight. But last week I seen a buck on the 3rd that I don't have a name for, but he's a nice mature deer, and if he steps out, Elliott's going to try to take a shot at him. He's for surely a mature deer, so he's pretty cool. Hopefully one of those 2 deer step out tonight, and there's a couple other ones that I just like to see. So it should be a good night. We're going to sit back and get quiet. Thanks for tuning in to the Great Lakes Show. Well, it's about 5:30, and we just had two smaller bucks step out into the plot. One might be a 3-year-old 8-pointer and the other one's just a 1.5 old. But we got about an hour left, so it's a good sign that they're on their feet. It's really windy still, and it's supposed to kind of keep up like this, but the wind is perfect, so let's hope something good steps out. Well, we're down to about the last 5 minutes here. We've seen 4 bucks so far tonight. If anything else pops out, we'll show you, but it was a pretty good night. Didn't see any does, which kind of shocks me because we kind of have a doe problem here. We're going to hopefully take care of that here this year a little bit. But overall, a pretty good night. Nothing big, but this whole weekend's going to be really good, so you can bet we'll be back in the tree. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching Midwest Whitetail, Great Lakes.
Welcome to Midwest Whitetail, the Great Lakes Show. It is October the 15th, and I just want to bring you an update of what's been going on. But before I do that, I just want to say, here in Southwest Michigan, over the past several years, I've noticed that there's a 1 to 3 day window in which these bucks are up pushing does around. It usually happens between the 17th of October and the 24th of October. You never know when it's going to happen. It always seems to fall in there. But those bucks are out pushing does. They're starting to scrape and make some rubs. This window closes very quick for some reason, and then we don't see a lot of activity again until the first part of November. So if you get an opportunity this next 7 days, I'd get out in the woods as much as possible. As far as our hunting has gone, well, I started out the season down in Iowa. This year I have an Iowa tag, and we'll be hunting down there really hard the first 2 weeks of November. But October 1st I was in Iowa, had a chance to get some tree stands set, other trees prepped for the upcoming rut hunt in November. The little bit of hunting that I did get in, the only activity that I saw were does out in the field feeding. No buck activity that first week, so we're really looking forward to getting down there in November. Here in Southwest Michigan, it's been pretty slow, a little bit of doe activity, but I haven't really seen a lot of deer. The trail cam pictures that I've been getting are starting to show a lot of activity, especially just before dark. We're getting doe groups out in the edges of the corn, and we're getting a lot of nighttime activity of buck movement. So we're getting close to that time of year when them deer are going to start getting up on their feet during daylight, and we're hoping to be out there when that happens. So the next couple weeks we'll be hunting here in Southwest Michigan, and then the first part of November we'll be down in Iowa for our rut hunt. Thanks for watching Midwest Whitetail, the Great Lakes Show.
Welcome to Midwest Whitetail, Great Lakes. Wanted to take a few minutes today to take you through some of the bucks that we're going to be hunting this fall. As of right now, we've got 4 bucks that we're going to be targeting. The first one is called Captain Hook. He looks like he's a 4-year-old. He's really only got 1 antler. On the other side, he's got kind of a goofy looking hook. But he's 4, so at some point in the season, if we don't have anybody else around, that's a buck that we're going to look to target, maybe even with our rifle tags. The next buck is a buck on the south side of the road on a 40 that we call Jeans, and so we call him Jeans 8. He's just a real nice 8-point that's started showing up. He's been in daylight a fair amount around the pond that we've got over there, so we think he'll be a relatively killable buck. We've already got a blind on it, so that's probably the best buck that we've got to date. The third buck that we have is the Swamp 9. He's a buck that just showed up about a week ago. We've got about 3 days worth of trail camera pictures of him over in front of the swamp blind, which is where I killed my buck last year. Don't know who that deer is from last year to this year, and we'd like to get a few more pictures of him, or maybe see him while we're out hunting to get a little better idea of who he is and how old he is. The next buck that we're after, the fourth buck, is All Day, or AD. This is a buck that we know pretty well. He showed up last year around the time that we were killing our deer, and really was in front of every camera that we had last year. We thought he was a big-bodied 3-year-old last year. But now having seen him this year, he is a huge bodied buck. He's an okay looking 8-pointer, but his body's so big it wouldn't surprise me or my dad if he was older than 4. But that's probably going to be the easiest buck that we have to kill. He is out in daylight in mornings and evenings at 8:30 in the morning and 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's probably going to be the buck that we go after first. But that's what we're going to be after. We're going to start hunting here pretty regularly coming up. So hopefully we can bring you some buck footage and maybe a kill here in the coming weeks. Thanks for joining us on the Midwest Whitetail Great Lakes.